So now I'm gonna trace him in a golden beige flesh tone color. So now I'm gonna trace the outline and the circles in a French tone color, French gray. So right now I'm just gonna trace the circles in a beige flesh tone golden color. So now I'm gonna shade him in yellow right now. So now I'm gonna take my red pencil and trace over his cheeks and shade it a little bit to give him some blush. I'm also gonna trace his tongue as well as his tie in red. So now I'm gonna shade in the circles with a light French gray color. So now I'm gonna go with a 50% darker French gray color and shade inside the circle, but do it like a she, shade it in like a crescent moon or a C shape. So now I'll just take a dark brown pencil and I'm just shading on the outside of where my shade is on the line. So right now I'm just taking my yellow marker and I'm going to be shading his hands, his arms, and his legs. So now I'm going to be shading in the tongue red and the tie. So right now I took a darker shade of red to put shadow on the tongue and the tie. So I'm going to go with a darker shade of red to shade inside the mouth. So right now I'm going to take a darker red marker shade to color in the background more darker. I'm also taking my black Prisma color pencil and blending it more in the background to make it a little bit more darker with the red. Right now I'm taking a very light gray color, maybe 10 or 20% gray, and just shade it in the white background. I'm also taking a light gray color, maybe 20 or 30% gray, and I'm shading over the yellow to give it more shadow. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm just going over him and just shading him in gray. So now I'm going to take my gel pen and shade in his eyes blue. So I'm taking a blue Prisma pencil to shade in his eyes blue, give it a little more shadow and trying to make it a little more realistic. So now I'm going to take my black pen and I'm going to go over his eyelashes, his sleeves, and his arms and his tie to give it a little bit more shadow. So now I'm going to take my brown marker to shade in his shorts. So right now I'm going to take my black pen and outline the drawing. I'm going to ink it in more to look like the actual cartoon. I'm still using my black pen to outline the drawing. I'm also going to be inking inside his pants where the rectangle shape is, as well as his shoes. After I finish inking out the drawing, I'm going to take my Sharpie marker and fill in his shoes. So I'm going to take like a lighter color pencil, maybe like light yellow or cream, and just shade in the browns to make the light look like it's reflecting on his pan. So now I'm taking a darker brown pencil and I'm going to be shading in his pants to give it more shadow. So right now I'm taking my white gel pen and I'm going any mistakes over my drawing and I'm covering it with white. I'm just adding white to the pupil to make it look like the drawing. And that's pretty much it.